Okay, so this is Valmobile Rebuild Part 1. So, in the last part, I could not get this engine to turn over. Well, in the introduction video to this, I'm just explaining I couldn't get the engine to turn over. Now I can, but actually it is pretty easy to get it to turn. It's definitely... Oh, wait a minute. That can come off now. Okay. Now that's off. What's going on in there? Oh. Let me put the cylinder back on so this stops happening. Okay, now I have the cylinder on. That is so easy to get on. You don't need a ring compressor or anything. It goes on like butter, but let me remove. So, this is what I'm dealing with. Okay, so I have this, which is on a pin, to spin the engine over. Oh, I might want to put a bolt. Nah, I don't need to put a bolt on that. I can just... Let me get a tripod. Okay, now that I have my tripod, it's just sitting on a chair. Let me show you what's happening. So, my belief is that it was this that was sticking the engine, this cover. I'm not sure if I'm getting... Yes, I'm getting it in frame. This cover seems to have been sticking the engines, because now I have the cover off. And if I can... spins freely. But I'm noticing that the points aren't opening and closing. I think the cover has... does that have a thing on it? How do these work? How does these work? Okay, so let me sit down and try to figure this out. Sorry if I'm a little dirty. I've been working on this thing and working on brake lines on the van, so I'm working on a lot of stuff today. But how does... It must... Okay, so it needs this thing in order for the points to work. But it makes no sense how they're... Oh, I am understanding. So, this is very loose on here. Like, I can move this with my hand. It's not supposed to. That might be not why it's not sparking very well. That, I'm not sure, because I did get spark at the wire, but there was no spark at the end of the plug. This is very strange. And I think it's because these points might have been pushed back, because they're not really moving, because the engine's not turning. Well, the engine's turning with this, but it's not opening and closing the points, because this screw right here is loose. That's what's going on. But I want to know how this is fouling on the crankcase here, because it clearly is. If you look, there's silver all around here, scraped off silver. It's all around here, like it got buggered and caught on something. I bet if I sand that down, this will work. And I can put it all back together using the keyway and everything. And I bet this thing worked. I've never worked on a two-stroke engine before, by the way. This is my first time working on a two-stroke. And it's my first two-stroke I've ever owned, apart from weed whackers. I've owned 2 motorcycles in the past. One of them, the first one, wasn't really a motorcycle. It was kind of like this. It was a scooter. It was a Honda Elite 125. And that had ice in the engine, so that wasn't good. And this one is, and the other one after that was an 84 Honda 500 FT, which I did get running, but I sold so I could buy my MG Midget. This thing I want to get going and ride around, because this thing is a very important part of motorcycle history. This was basically your first motorcycle. Most of these are foreign. They're in foreign culture. They're in foreign markets right now. This is very few of these in America. There's one in the Lane Motor Museum, by the way. And they have a lot of cool stuff in there. But this is acting strange. The engine is turning over really well now, but as you can see, well, I'm fouling on that keyway number 1. So I can't turn it over too much. Oh, yes I can. But, yeah, as you can see, those points are just going to be pushed out of the way. That's why it's not running. But why is there spark here? I don't know. But if I put this all back together, it's going to run. I'm going to sand this down, though, so that's nice and smooth. So, yeah, this is strange. And then I got to put this whole engine back together. This only took like 15 minutes to take apart. These things are incredible. But, yeah, so I guess that's why it's not firing. And somehow that was why it was stuck. All I did was I put this clutch on so I could grab it, and I hit this with a hammer, and it came, and it actually worked. It's moving now, I like that. That's a useful feature. But yes, so this will work now, and yeah, this should be pretty good. I'm going to post this to YouTube and Rumble, because I'm sure there's no Valmobile videos of these things on Rumble. So, I know there's a couple on YouTube. Most of them are foreign language speaking. And when I get this thing done, I'm going to do an in-depth look at one of these things. I'm going to show everything in the engine compartment, because you can barely find parts for these. You can't find any pictures of all the things in the engine compartment. You can't find a wiring diagram. All you can really find are pictures of the outside of these, and these folded up like they're supposed to be. You can't find detailed pictures of these things, which I find to be really, really stupid, because I need detailed pictures. I gotta put this back together how I think it would go together. And anybody that knows me will know that I am absolutely crazy in how things would go together. So, this is weird. So these... Okay, so this must spin as well. That doesn't spin. Then why are these slots in here? I don't know. I'm going to figure this out, and then I will see you in either a future video, obviously. It'll be some kind of video, hopefully part 2 of the rebuild series of this Valmobile. Thank you for watching.